Hola chicos y chicas, hoy vamos a estar aprendiendo. Oh, wait, I'm in English time. English time, Miss Gavina. Okay, so hi boys and girls, hola chicos y chicas. Today we're actually going to be learning how to add tenths and hundredths. Now, in your problem sets, you're going to see something about like 6 tenths plus 22 hundredths, and that might seem a little like, what, teacher, that's a little bit too confusing. First of all, you're going to notice that we do not have the common denominators, so we have tenths and we have hundredths. Now, because you're a very smart group of students, you know that you have to first convert to common denominators, and you always convert to like the biggest one, just, well, not the always, but it is much easier to convert to the biggest one just because you cannot mess with the ones place on the numerator. Okay, so I'm going to I am using my sleeping mask as my eraser, so that is a little bit weird, but I'm going to rewrite this just because I wanted to get rid of all the circles. So we had what, 6 tenths and plus 22 hundredths. And we talked about the common denominators, and the equation that we have been using thus far is equation times equation equals your last part, which is should end with the denominator of 100. Now we plug this one in right here, 6 tenths, because this looks like a 6, because this is the fraction, I'm sorry. So we plug 6 tenths in this part because this is the fraction we want to be converting to hundredths. So 10 times what number equals 100? Yep, 10 times 10. Now, remember, because we're multiplying times 1, remember any number, this is a number, multiplied times 1 is the same. We're not changing the value of the number of this fraction. So we have to also put 10 on the numerator. 10 divided by 10 equals 1. So that is why we're multiplying 10 over 10. So 10 tenths. Okay, so now we go back over here. 6 times 10 equals 60. Okay, now that we have this, we go back and basically rewrite this fraction to hundredths. And to do that, you can either just cross it off, or you can finish it by adding what is missing. So the 0 was missing here and the 0 was missing here. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add this. 60 plus 22 equals 82, and 100 and 100, we do not add that because remember, we're not trying to change the value of the whole. We're trying to find how much a piece of that whole is when it's added to another piece of that whole. So we're not changing the whole, we're just adding the pieces in the whole. So that is staying the same. So 60 plus 22, also 60 hundredths plus 22 hundredths equals 82 hundredths. Okay, so let's try that one more time really quickly. I do not want to make this bigger than the video. I don't want to make the video longer than what is needed. So let me do this really quickly. Okay, so I'm sorry for the mess. Okay, now this time let's change the rules. Let's say we start with 100 and I want to add 13 to it. Well, not add 13 to it, but we have tenths, and let's make it 3. Okay, so now we can go ahead and do this. Now, the numbers have changed. I started with a denominator of 10th last time, and now we have a denominator of 100th, but that does not make this the number that we're going to change, if that makes sense. We are actually going to go ahead and convert the 10th into a 100th. Once again, we should end with hundredths. And the one that I am going to be switching, the fraction that I am going to be switching to a hundredth is 3 tenths. Same thing, 10 times what number equals 100? 10 times 10. Whatever we do to the denominator, we do to that numerator, because we're trying to keep the same value on this number. So 3 times 30, 3 times 10 equals 30. Okay, so now we go ahead and either change this fraction, or you can go ahead and you can like cross it off and say that this is 30 hundredths. Or you can do whatever I did last time, which I think I prefer, just because it's less messy. So this was 30, this was 100. I'm going to complete this just so that, okay. So 13 hundredths plus 30 hundredths equals 43 hundredths. Now, what happens when you get a number that is bigger than 100? Then you have a whole. So let's say I had added 93 plus, so 93 hundredths plus 30 hundredths, then this converts to 123 hundredths. So we can go ahead and separate. This is 100 over 100, which equals 1. And what is remaining is 23 over 100. So this is also equal to 1 whole and 23 hundredths. Okay, so that is it, boys and girls. I hope that this helped. If you have comments, questions, or concerns, remember to put them down on the comments section of the Google, I'm forgetting my words, on Google Classroom. And you can always contact me. Remember that we are meeting today at 2:30, so you can also ask me questions then. Okay, adios chicos y chicas.